you're really bad at giving gifts. In a time where gifts are part of our everyday life with holidays, birthdays, and celebrations, we're all really bad at it. At least according to this study. But it's not entirely your fault. So let's figure out why the current way we give gifts is terrible and how we can fix it. So I never realized just how bad I was at gift giving until 2 months ago when I remembered that I had to get a birthday present for 3 of my friends from an event reminder the day of. At which point I realized I hate giving gifts for 3 reasons. 1, I don't know how much money to spend. 2, there's a good chance that I will disappoint someone. And 3, will they even use the gift? If not, then it's like I'm burning money. So how is it possible that the act of gift giving, tied so closely to feelings of happiness and joy, caused so much anxiety and financial pressure? So I spent the next few days digging through economic research papers, lectures, theories, and discovered not only is the way we commonly give gifts absolutely terrible, there's a much better way to do it. Is this entire video an attempt to justify why I'm really bad with gifts? Maybe. So I started by putting this on my story. How do you feel about the current way we give gifts, where you try to choose something you think the recipient will enjoy? And I realized I'm not alone. Most of you guys hate it too, and one of you even sent me this stat. 72% of respondents indicated that they received a gift that was so disappointing that they were confused why it was given to them at all. That number is crazy high, but that's also probably why we all mastered the art of the fake smile. Oh, I love it. So if most of us hate how we currently give gifts and we suck at giving them, why do we do it at all? What's the point of it? Why do we waste so much? Okay, so I went through 40,000 years of history to understand why and how gift giving became a thing. And what I found is actually really fascinating because the original reason people gave gifts is significantly different from why we do it today.
So this is the 40,000 year history of gift giving. So starting off with the Stone Age, cavemen gave gifts like rocks and stuff in order to show dominance because gifting was a sign of success, power, and attractiveness. What a handsome guy. Ancient Egyptians also gave gifts to gods, hoping for more favorable life outcomes like having a good harvest and having lots of beer. And before you ask, yes, they really drank beer back then. In ancient Egypt, beer was so essential it was treated principally as a type of food. It was consumed daily and in great quantities. The ancient Greeks gave gifts to loved ones on their birthday because they believed that the gifts would help scare off these evil spirits that haunt people on their birthday. Sort of like a birthday ghost. The Persians, they gave gifts to reward good behavior to encourage more good behavior, while bad behavior meant torture and punishment, which is not a gift. Unless you're into that kind of stuff, which it might be good then. Now, medieval age people, they gave gifts with strict expectations of a personal favor in return or to show allegiance in times of war, aka best friends for life. So it seems historically, most gift giving almost always had an ulterior motive or agenda behind it, like to not die.
But thankfully, it's completely different today. We just want to make others happy, strengthen our bonds, and to show the goodness of our own hearts, right? Well, no matter how small or insignificant the gift, it always carries some form of responsibility and obligation with them. Ah, thank you. Damn it, now I have to get him something next year. And while we try to limit these feelings with our own social code of conduct, we can't entirely get rid of them. And here's another thing that no one wants to admit. We always assess the value of the gifts people give us, even if unconsciously. Like if Melissa gives me an iPhone for Christmas and I give her a hair clip that I bought from Dollar Tree, then it's not gonna go over well, unless she values the hair clip at the same economic value that I value the iPhone. Let me explain. The economic value of an item is defined as the maximum amount of money that its owner would be willing to pay for it, aka how much it's worth to you. So if you paid $60 for this flashlight, but you personally value it at $120, then in economic terms, you created $60 additional of value. You're $60 richer. In the case of the iPhone and hair clip, if I personally value the iPhone at $800 and Melissa also personally values a hair clip gift at $800, then we're golden. We are at equilibrium. But what are the chances that any sane person would do that? So here's why the current way we give gifts suck according to economics and math and stuff. So let's say I'm buying water bottles for my friends as a gift. See, I told you I was bad at giving gifts. This axis represents all the friends who get a water bottle gift, and this axis represents how much value in dollars my friends will get from the water bottle gift. And the result is this red line, from the highest dollar valuation to the lowest dollar valuation. This blue line shows how much the water bottle actually cost me. In this case, it was $20 thanks to inflation. And it's at this intersection that we need to focus on, this green part over here. Everyone to the left of this green intersection means that they love the water bottle because they value it at greater than $20, aka they love drinking water. Everyone to the right of this intersection values the water bottle less than $20, which means for all these friends who hate water, the difference between the actual $20 cost of the water bottle and how much they actually value the water bottle at like $10 or $5, that difference is how much economic value is destroyed, which is not good. If we add up all this destroyed value, then we get this thing called deadweight loss, which essentially is lost value to the economy and to society. So what does this mean? The current way we give gifts, where we buy something we think the person will enjoy, creates deadweight loss, leading to 3 problems. 1, my friends aren't as happy. 2, my friends could have been happier. And 3, economic value was just destroyed. Now, this is all great to know in theory, but it doesn't actually mean anything to me unless we find out how much money in dollars this loss in value actually means. Okay, so I found this. In 2019, American consumers spent more than $1 trillion during the holiday season from November to January. More than $1 trillion in just 3 months. And this doesn't include birthdays, weddings, graduations, or any other typical occasion where people give gifts. And unfortunately, I couldn't find another gift spending number, so let's just go with $1 trillion. But keep in mind, it only accounts for 3 out of 12 months. But now we need to figure out how much economic value is actually destroyed in dollar terms. And that's how I came across this economic paper by Joel Waldfogel, who concluded that people value items that they receive as gifts 18% less per dollar spent than items that they buy for themselves. Which means if we spend $1 trillion to buy gifts, 18% or $180 billion of economic value is being thrown out the door every single year. And I need to help you visualize how much $1 billion or $180 billion actually is, because it's wild. So this is $100,000. It's still a lot of money, but it's easier to conceptualize. Now 10 of these would be $1 million, and that's what we have here. 10 separate columns of $100,000. Now what does $1 billion look like? This is what $1 billion looks like. This is gonna go on forever until it hits 1 billion. It's a lot of money. That's gonna take a couple minutes before it reaches $500 million. Can you imagine getting to 1 billion? And not even that, it's $180 billion that we're losing in economic value. And the culprit for all this waste? These ugly sweaters. Y'all need to stop buying them because no one actually wants them. But then I realized that this number is probably wrong because it doesn't take into account the total loss in value. Like gift givers, they spend time and effort to choose and buy the gift, and the receiver also needs to return the gift and buy something else. And all this is just wasted time and effort. So I think what's bothering me is that I still can't figure out why we still give gifts this way if most people don't enjoy it and it's so wasteful. I was about to give up, but then I stumbled onto this. This basically says we do it this way because it allows the gift giver to signal something and show they have close social ties with the gift receiver. In other words, we give gifts as a way to show our affection for one another because you, the giver, sacrifice time and effort to choose a gift. And if the receiver enjoys said gift, then it reflects a type of intimacy between you two because you know them. But that's kind of the entire problem. There's no way I can tell with 100% certainty what gift to get that I know they will 100% enjoy. I can't read minds yet. And what if they don't like it? Does that mean we're not close or intimate? Sure, I can remember their interest and what they subtly hinted that they wanted, but what if they told me in January and then I have to get a gift in December? How am I supposed to know if they still want the same thing 11 months later? I mean, even Elon Musk flip-flopped on buying Twitter multiple times in the span of 2 months. And maybe it's just my economic way of thinking, but there has to be a better way to do this, where we're all better off and it doesn't lead to a cesspool of value destruction. So I went back to the drawing board to come up with some alternative gift giving ways that don't completely suck for everyone, and I found 3 potential solutions. So let's explore each one, starting with, if the goal is to maximize value and happiness per dollar spent, that means allowing the recipient to buy whatever they want because they know their preference is best. So the simplest solution is to just give cash worth what you would have spent on the gift anyway. But alas, this probably won't go over too well because it's taboo. And besides, during the holidays, if 2 individuals give each other the equivalent amount of cash, then that would be virtually meaningless. But what about gift cards? It's sort of like in between buying a traditional gift and giving cash. It makes the gift giver's life easier and the gift receiver has more opportunity to get what they like. And surprisingly, gift cards are one of the most popular requested gifts for the holidays, even though it's pretty much the same thing as cash. But for some reason, it has less of a taboo, just because it takes an extra 2 seconds to think of a store the person will like. So yay, thoughtfulness. But gift cards don't solve our issue, because there's still huge economic waste. More than $3 billion in gift card balances go unredeemed every year. And you're prone to more penalties, like the value of the unredeemed amount can go down from inflation, you could lose the card, you can get charged an inactivity fee, or the store can just go out of business. So now we're left with wish list, the intersection of telling someone what you want and someone getting you one of those things. But my question is, will gift receivers still appreciate the gift as much if you're just getting what they requested from a list? I don't know, but economists Francesca and Francis do. They discovered that gift receivers express more appreciation for gifts from their wish list, and they perceive these to be more thoughtful and personal than surprise gifts. In contrast, the gift givers actually believe there would be no difference in appreciation levels, whether the gift was a surprise or selected from a wish list. And 2 theories to explain this disconnect. 1, gift givers believe that the surprise factor is really important to the recipient, but that's not true. 2, when you're picking out a gift, you tend to think you're better at it than you actually are. In reality, people are really bad at predicting what others want, even if they're close. So I came up with a solution to this 40,000-year-old problem that no one asked for. Say hello to the running wish list. Whenever you think of something that you want, put it on there as a potential gift idea that you want to receive at some point in your life. Just remember to take it off if you don't want it anymore. Share this running wish list with friends and family, so when it's time for some good old gift giving, they can actually get you what you want instead of giving you tacky cash, ew, economic wasteful gift cards, or dead weight lost presents. And the best part, it still has a surprise factor. Not in the form of the item, but in the form of when you'll get the thing you want. Will you get it on your birthday, on Christmas, when you graduate? Who knows? It's a surprise. And you can download this running wish list for free on my website, link below. But doesn't this ruin the spirit of gift giving? I don't think so. My friends and family, we do something like this, and I always get excited when I get exactly what I want, but maybe that's just my personality. I'm super picky about my stuff, so it's kind of silly for me to expect anyone to know exactly what I want, because sometimes I don't even know what I want. So at least for me, my friends, and my family, this running wish list doesn't undermine the quality of gift giving. In fact, I think it does the exact opposite.